tell Jock, just turn that shit off.
Yo, we back with another one, man. This is World War Thinking Podcast, Stories Behind the Craft. Today I got a special guest for y'all. She's somebody that been grinding, somebody that got real talent, very creative, multiple platforms, multiple different type of contents. She bringing it all to the table. So without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? Do I look at this camera?
Yeah.
All right. My fault. Can I do it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, for sure. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Music Taco 47. I'm from Kissimmee, Florida. I'm a media platform out here. Like as Nate said, I provide different content for artists, anybody in the music scene. They can come on the platform. And my main thing right now that I'm focused on is what's in my lunchbox. It's a content where artists or anybody in the music scene come on and pop open their lunchbox, answer a couple questions, and take out some food items while they're answering those questions.
Definitely. So let's start off like this. What's your word of the day?
Word of the day?
Yes.
Hustle.
Why hustle?
Because in life, that's all I've been doing is hustling so I could be where I'm at today. You know, if it's not just, with the job I'm at currently or, the house that I have provided for me and my family, I'm always hustling to do more and do better.
Definitely. So now, let's scale it back. What was you doing back, in your days in Kissimmee as a young person in the world?
Back in Kissimmee, I was working at Krispy Kreme, working at Krispy Kreme, flipping donuts, going to school, going to Gateway High School, Parkway Middle School, Boggy Creek Elementary. If y'all know, y'all know. Shout out to the ones. But I was hanging out with, my friends, my day ones. I wasn't really getting into too much trouble or anything like that as a kid growing up. I didn't really get involved in anything just because the simple fact is, I had some parents who were very strict.
Definitely.
And I didn't want to get no whoopings. But
Absolutely. Definitely.
If you ever seen that, if you was in Kissimmee, like in BVL area especially, and you seen that white four-door Acura Integra with the blue rims, you knew that was me.
Very specific.
Yes, indeed.
Definitely. So, I one of my fondest memories of that area, I used to play flag football in that area a lot. That was I passed by that middle school and I used to go out there because they got a bunch of fields and stuff. So I'm definitely pretty familiar with that area. So, what made you want to get into the music and dealing with artists? Because you say you really didn't get into that. So what drew you close to doing something to what you're doing now?
So believe it or not, like I actually wanted to be a rapper growing up, but it's not for everybody. Everybody has those dreams, like they want to be an astronaut, they want to be a basketball player, things like that. But it's not always for everybody. Everybody has those dreams, but just because you can't fully get to those things in life, don't mean that you can't find another route. So that's what I did. I just found another route into the music scene, which was, being, I guess you can say, a journalist in a way. Definitely. I do like talking to people, so I found it very intriguing to be able to sit down with artists that I listen to and get to know them on a personal level. And I thought that other people as well would be into that.
Definitely. So what was that moment that you had? Because we all have our moments as journalists or as podcasters or whatever you want to call it. What was that moment you was like, okay, this is something I really want to do, like, for sure?
I think it was just like, after like that pandemic, like I was just like, man, like I need to do something with my life. Like, I love music, but I can't be a rapper, it's not for me. So I need to figure out another way. And I'm tired of working. Not that it's a problem, but I'm tired of working for somebody else. I want to become my own boss. So I decided to figure out another route. Honestly, I did. It was like either this or like, which I still could do, but like I wanted to like, have vending machines and things like that, have them in like businesses, which is something you could still do. Like don't stick to just one income. You can have many different incomes.
Definitely.
But I started off with this, and here I am now.
So was you in the camera work? Because like I said, what's in my lunchbox is like one of the most creative things I've seen. You be able to tap in with people and get the snacks for them and be able to tell their stories from a different lens. Because you bringing out like emotional connections. Like from people saying they were eating noodles off the floor to this is something that drew them closer to their memories. So what made you come up with such a creative idea like that?
Well, I love food and I love music. If anyone knows me, those are my two main things. And I also feel like those two things can bring people together no matter what. So it was always trying to figure out different ways like how I can get food and music together. And I thought like, why not just have them sit down on the platform and ask a couple questions and, they answer them with showing food. It was kind of like, I'm going to be honest, it was like I got motivated and by watching GQ, where people would sit down and like bring in items about their top 10 essentials or things like that. So I kind of went with a twist with that. I was like, instead of their top 10 essentials, like somebody's already doing that. I love food. Let's bring it into what's their top food items.
So a little off topic, what's some like your food choices? Because I always get recommendation from my guests because I love to eat too.
Okay.
So what's like some like your top 5 food that you like to enjoy?
So if you're like in BVL, I always stand by, I may be chopping it up, but it's a Spanish supermarket in BVL. It's called El Águila. I always go over there. If I walk in, I always see this one lady I've been known since I was a little girl. I say prima, which is also known as cousin. She knows me off rip. She knows what I want. Rice, pork, which is also known as pernil, some yuca, things like that. I'm Salvadorian and Puerto Rican, so Salvadorian side, I would say if you're looking for something in Kissimmee, you gotta go find like that pupa. It's a pupusa spot. It's a Salvadorian spot. You ever know what pupusas are?
Yeah.
So it's somewhere I forgot the name of it, but it's near Gateway, and so it's that, and I love Chinese food.
I love me some Chinese food. How you snap with that one?
Yeah, I can't like. Chinese food got my heart. I'm Hispanic, yes, but I think somewhere down the line, I got a little bit of Chinese in me or something because I can always go for Chinese food. There's a spot in BVO as well. It's next to like the Little Caesars that I've been there since a little girl. It's in the little plaza there. Never go wrong with them. Definitely.
So, fast forward, what made you want to be behind the scenes? Like, a lot of people like showing their face. I'm one of them people I like to be on the camera with my guests, but you so more behind the scenes. Like, a lot of people didn't know the face until after a while, but starting of the brand, we didn't know what Music Talk 47, who she was. We just knew it was a brand.
Right.
So what made you be behind the scenes and also want to come out and let people know who you are?
Honestly, Sleepy. I don't know if you know him, but Sleepy fuck with it. That's his @ He's also my videographer. He comes do content with me. He's always telling me like, bro, you got to put your face out there more. You got to show people more who you are. You got to tell them what your brand is all about. And if it wasn't for him, like I probably wouldn't even be sitting here because he was telling me, bro, you got to do more interviews. You got to get on more platforms, show people who you really are and what your platform is all about. So it was really thankful to him because if it was really up to me, I would still be behind the camera. I don't really care about the clout, I guess you can say. Like I'm not for that.
You want to just definitely get the word out there, get the spread.
Right.
So how do you feel about like music in our city of Orlando and Florida in a sense? Because you done tapped in. I done seen a couple artists on your platform I never seen, but you just basically touch all different realms. So how you feel about it in a sense, and how you able to go to the trenches? Because I've seen you going to Jerkman and going to this place, eating there. So it's like, what made you want to go to the trenches and do that, and how you feel about the music scene?
Well, like, one thing for sure, I walk with God, so I never fear anything, wherever I'm
Amen.
going. And also I grew, and I'm from Kissimmee, yes, but I was born in Worcester, Massachusetts. The town I was raised in was also called Tacoma. It's a little rough out there, So it was never really an issue for me going into these, what you call like the trenches, the hood, and things like that. As long as you show respect, you get respect. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it always was for me. The music scene wise, I can't really speak on Orlando because I'm not from Orlando. I'm from Kissimmee, I think Kissimmee has tons of talent, but the artists hold on to a lot of their music. I tell a lot of artists all the time, like, bro, just unlock the vault, release the music. What's it doing any good for you just holding it in there? It's not doing any good at all. You got to just promote yourself, promote your music. You got to release, because you just holding on to it, it's not going to help you grow at all.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Lil Bobby. He's from Kissimmee. He's one that I really stand behind. God Body Jenks.
That's my boy.
Yeah, for sure. I want him to take the music serious as well. You know, I know people be going through things in life.
That's like Florida Andre 3000.
Yeah, definitely. I tell him that too. We got little Corey. We got little Relio. There's like so many people that if I didn't mention, I apologize. But there's like so much talent in Kissimmee, but nobody really like knows about it because one, no one cares to shine light on it, and two, the artists are also like holding back on themselves.
Definitely.
So that's why I wanted to also create this platform so I can have people from my city come on and show face and show what their music is all about.
Definitely. So I see you got your own like kind of style and swagger when it comes to the 407 and 47. What does that number mean to you, and where does that come from essentially?
47, it comes from actually, he's an artist called Capital Steez.
Mm-hmm.
So he believes that it's a great balance between the heart and mind chakra. So growing up, that I listened to him a little bit, and I was like, you know, I grew up in the 407, so it was like kind of a number that was always popping into my life. And I was like, I kind of like went with it. I didn't want to be called Music Talk with 407 because I felt like there was a lot of other platforms already with that. So I just cut it out and just put 47 because that is also my favorite number.
Definitely, because when I seen it, I'm like, okay, this is different. This is something I like I said, never seen before. And it just, like I said, it just came out of nowhere.
Right.
Essentially, so it's like, okay, what is this, and what is this person going to bring to the table? So it's like, what was the branding like for you, and like the marketing and stuff like that? How was you able to get people to like move closer to you?
You want me to be honest? My dad always told me growing up, like, whenever I want to ask him to go out, right, he would always be like, because I always thought he would say no. My dad was a little strict. He'll be like, you know, you already think it's a no, so what's the worst that's gonna, you know, you're gonna hear? No, right? So I go out my way and I reach out to these artists, big, small, whatever the case is. What's the worst they're gonna tell me? No? They say no. I already know they're gonna say no. So I reached out all the time. I'm constantly DMing artists, DMing managers, whoever it is. I'm opening the door myself. I'm not waiting for somebody else to open the door for me.
Definitely. So what's some lessons you've learned throughout this process? Because as a content creator, because essentially, other than a journalist, you're a content creator. You do vlogs, what's in my lunchbox, promo for artists. So what is like some of the biggest lessons you learned throughout this process, especially dealing with artists? Because I know.
Yeah. So like there's come a time where like I don't have my own studio yet, so like I have to come out of pocket and rent studios and things like that, and I have things set up. You know, I have my videographer Sleepy come in, and you know, come to find out the artists right then and there in that moment they canceling. You know, that's money down the drain already. You know, I've taken L's. I've behind closed doors I've taken L's, but I'm not scared to say it because at the end of the day this is gonna help people motivate themselves as well hearing this, because sometimes people feel like everything is like, you know, rainbows and sunshines, and it's not always, and that's fine because behind every storm there's going to be sunshine coming through. But I've taken my L's. You know, I've tried to move past them, you know, learning with them, but sometimes it does get to you when you try to move forward and things happen.
Definitely. So what's next? What's like the big plans, the goals, the accomplishments you want to accomplish? Because I've seen from the bottom level, now you at a certain plateau, like people know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be on your platform. People want you to come vlog with them. So what's like the next steps and the next goals you wanna tap in with?
I think everybody's goal is to like get a big artist, you know, like for example Rod Wave on their platform and things like that. Like that's something that's always been at the top of my list. You can ask my family, my brother, my lady, like that's something I've always like put out into the universe. Like I'm gonna interview Rod Wave, I'm gonna have him on the platform, NBA Youngboy and things like that. I also want to like give back to the community more, you know, to the kids. I want to show them that there's people out there that really care for them. There's a lot of kids that they don't have a place to go to, so they go to the streets. I want to be able to build a studio in my city and have kids who are interested in music come and learn how to engineer, produce. You know, if they have talent in rapping or singing, whatever the case is, I want to be able to provide them a safe place to come and do that.
Definitely. What does music really mean to you, though?
It's an escape from reality. You know, there can be, you're sitting, like, you ever sat in the lunchroom and you can hear everybody just talking out all at once, and and it's just getting too overwhelmed. Next thing you know, you just put on those headphones and the world is just gone for a second. And that's just for me. Like sometimes I'm going through a lot in life and I just put on the radio. If it's Z88.3, you know, that Christian music, and it's coming on, or if it's just, you know, some rap music I'm playing, I can relate to it, and it just helps me go through it. Like I'm understanding, like I'm not the only one that's going through things in life. Keep going, you know?
Definitely. So, other than escape, what's some other things like music done for you in your life?
I think it's helped me do what I am doing right now. Create a page, you know, create a media platform. Something that I would have probably never thought of doing if I wasn't so into music, how I am.
Definitely. So, now, with all that being said, how can we bring people together and, you know, build better mental health?
I think the lyrics is very important. I feel like nowadays a lot of people are so caught up in just listening to ass shaking music and, you know, money making music and things like that we get so caught up with that. I don't want to say negative music, but there's not really any positive coming into it. I'm not, like I just said, I'm not ashamed. I listen to Z88.3. You know, sometimes we need to find different type of music that can help us
Absolutely.
heal. You know, like there's an artist in Orlando. He go by Memo.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Christian rapper. Great artist. You know, finding different artists and different genres that can sincerely like help you mentally will go a long way.
Definitely. So, it's been a lot of, I would say, necessary like beef in the rap game.
Mm-hmm.
We got now Joey Badass trying to jump on the wave, and before that it was Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and now my boy beefing Don Toliver and Ken Carson. So it's like, why do you think artists are constantly going at each other nowadays? Because now the beef in the rap culture is like becoming a thing now again.
Yeah.
So what you think about that? What's your take on that?
I don't. Of course, I don't like it, but I also feel like there's always some fakeness behind it when it comes down to these big artists. Not saying that the beef isn't real, you know, but sometimes I feel like they drag it out a little bit because they know that's what's gonna get the views. Because everybody knows you know, it's like being outside and well, you seeing the neighbor having the cops out, and now you pulling out the broom, and now you trying to dust out the porch and stuff because you trying to know what's going on. You know, that's the same thing with the beef in the music scene. They feel like that's what's going to get the views. Next thing you know, they dropping an album. Next thing you know, they dropping a single or EP. Market's going crazy with them because they was just beefing. But in reality, they just be having phone conversations. Like, I don't know. I know there's some real beef going on, especially when it comes down to local artists. And that's the problem as well. You know, when I had my festival, certain artists didn't want to come to that side of Kissimmee because their people didn't get along with certain people and things like that. And you know, it was a family friendly event. Everybody was fine. You know, we even had you know, the sheriff out there as well. Nothing was crazy going on. Nothing happened. But everybody feels like they have to what's the best way I could say it? Loyalty. Right? Like, they have to be loyal. But in reality, all it needs is just a simple conversation. A lot of times people let their emotions get involved. And all you need is a conversation.
I be saying that a lot of times, too, especially, like, just like I was saying with the beefs. If somebody has a conversation with this person and we all talk and we bring them together, it essentially make a lot of things better.
Right.
And, you know, especially you doing something great as throwing a festival, that's something eventually I want to get to with the artists in Orlando and connect the tree. And, you know, sometimes people can't put their pride aside. Because there's a lot of things as us as people we hold in. Mm-hmm. Or like you said, just loyalty. We loyal to a fault at the end of the day, so it'd be hard. So it's like, how when you, because you only one person.
Right.
How can other people help you, support you in what you got going on in order to, like, help you build that camaraderie, help you build that togetherness, help you give back to the people out there? What do you think needs to change, or what do you think can help those people out there?
Swallow your pride. Honestly. I think, like, that's all they need to do. Like, a lot of times people don't want to swallow the pride. They want to still be looking cool. You know, it's simple things with, like, even support that you just mentioned. they don't want to start supporting until they see one person that they know start supporting. They don't want to do it from their their heart. Um, I don't think I'll have anything happen right now, but it's definitely something that is on the books. It's a goal of mine for sure to have everybody get together, especially in my city, and give back and work together on something big.
Definitely. So, who's some artists you listen to? What's like the type of artists you into? Because I'm always trying to get new music taste. I'm kind of stuck in my Rager bag still. Young Thug kind of got me out of it a little bit, but I'm still stuck in that Rager box.
Right.
So what's some things you listen to? Because I see you like real rap, like and like gutter stuff. So like, let me hear like the music taste and stuff like that.
It's not always gutter. It just depends on the day. I listen to Morgan Wallen. He's a country boy.
I ain't a country fan, but hey.
Hey, I'm gonna change you. I'm telling you. I listen to Morgan Wallen. Can I go on my phone real quick?
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. 1 second. D Baby, I don't know. D Baby. I listen to him. This a classic. Sometimes I throw on some Boys to Men. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy, but you gotta. I have
variety.
A variety for sure. I definitely do. If I hit shuffle on this, I'm not sure what's gonna pop up. It's gonna be something you may like, may not be something you like, but you're gonna jam to it for sure with me. I listen to like reggaeton as well. Anuel, not sure if you know who Anuel is.
I see him perform.
I listen to him. My variety is it just depends on the day and my mood and how my day is going. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I want to listen to something that's going to have me crunk. So I put on that fast music while I'm going to work. Or if I'm driving down I-4 in the middle of the night, I put that slowed Rod Wave on. Or
that Rod Wave going to do it every time.
Every time. He not going to miss, But it just depends. I got a lot of artists on here. Jivion. I listen to him. That's a great one. He's coming out with a new album soon, so I can't wait.
I'm excited for that because
yes.
At one point I was just like, "What happened to this guy? What he doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?" But it's just good that he's actually coming back. But like I was saying before, it all goes back to the mental health. Especially as artists, we got to figure out a way to get ourselves in that right headspace to make the music we supposed to make or create the content. Because like I said, I compare musical artists to content creators because we all art. We all create art. This is right here. This is art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you do is art. No matter how people swing it, it's art. Because at the end of the day, I feel like your platform, my platform, everybody's platform is going to live on forever. Your voice and your impact that you made is going to live on forever. So when we leave this earth, we don't die. We live forever in a sense. Because people, your kids, and my kids' going to be able to listen to this podcast or listen to your episodes over and over and over. And just me going back, watching your videos, because I watched 95% of them.
Appreciate that.
I collected like a lot of things they were saying, like sunflower seeds or noodles or the brownies from the 50 cent store. Like now they $1 is just crazy.
Right.
So it's just like those little things connected me to what you had going on. It gave me a sense of like, damn, look how far we came. Because a lot of people in those situations, that brought back good memories for them. And for you to show it on the screen, it's like, damn. Because that's how I be thinking, in a sense.
And that's what the platform is really all about, Like, I didn't want it to just be a regular thing where, like, I did have, open mics and things like that. But then I started realizing, like, everybody's doing this. What can I do to be different to have people want to continue to watch these artists come on my platform? And I always wanted to get to know artists on a deeper level. And that's why I thought food would be great. Like, who don't want to talk about food? Who don't want to look at, you can catch me on YouTube watching foods all the time. Like, that's another goal of mine. I want to vlog traveling the world eating food. And food connects with people. You may not like someone, but you hear them talking about something that you had in the past growing up, and you're like, dang, we went through the same struggle. Like, maybe my attitude towards this person shouldn't be this way because we was going through the same thing and I didn't even know. It's little things like that.
Definitely. So basically, I just felt like we all singing the same song. We all running the same race. what can you do? Because I see you connect with a lot of people in Orlando. A lot, like I said, a lot of people talk highly of you. Hold on. I know you're enjoying the video, but I got one quick message for you. Struggling to find balance, struggling with mental health, struggling with your path. I got the perfect guide for you. My ebook down in the link below. Click the link and get your copy today.
Appreciate that.
So it's like, in your opinion, what do you think people could do to move closer to you, and if they wanted to connect, how would they be able to connect with you and be able to like do something with you in a sense?
It's not hard, honestly, man. Like, you just hit my DM. It's real simple. I ain't picky. I don't care if you got 100 followers, 1,000 followers, million. I don't pick and choose. The one thing I am picky on though is I gotta see like you really promoting yourself on your Instagram, on your YouTube. Like, if you trying to just come on and you haven't posted nothing for like 2 years now, I don't want that. I want to see someone who's hungry, who's motivated, who's dropping back to back. Like, that's what I want on my platform. I don't want somebody who's just trying to find the next big thing to try to hop on and then see if that works out for them. I want people who are hungry for what they're doing for their craft.
Definitely. And I'm big on the women, like women artists, the female rappers, the female singers. I feel like they're coming along really well.
Yes.
In your opinion, how do you feel about the female like music scene? Whether it's the locals, whether it's the bigger platform, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm all for women. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman myself, but I just feel like we've recently taken a turn where all we talk about is sex, or about men and things like that. Like, it's not really hitting home no more. I don't have no Alicia Keys coming out, I feel like, or I don't have another Fantasia or Queen Latifah in my eyes. No one has really caught in my eyes. I respect everybody's craft, but I feel like we as a people also, like, it's our responsibility to motivate the youth. And nowadays we have little girls listening to these women who are just talking about one thing, and they think that that's all that they need to be focusing on. Even men, I say the same thing about men though. We talking about violence and, such and such, running down on someone, and we have the youth listening to that, and I don't think that's what they should be listening to. Even though there's times where you catch me listening to music like that, for sure. I listen to gutter music, but again, is that all you're able to speak about?
But I got a lot of little brothers and cousins. They love that shit.
Yeah, they do, because
they love it. Like,
that's what's being promoted right now. I had actually a Christian woman come on the scene. I'm not sure her name is Fatima. She came on. She did her thing. She did her open mic. I interviewed her. Great lady. Also had a child of God on the platform. I would love to work with more women, but I do reach out. Trust me, I do. But some of them just feel like they're on a different level.
I think it's just females, when it comes, because I like I said, I love females. You just gotta build that connection with them. They gotta feel like, I feel like it's just, you gotta feel like it's genuine. Because for me, in my opinion, when I brought all the ladies together to do all the girls show, it's just, I had to make them believe, because they was like, but it's like I built that connection with them so they can understand, like, hey, this is what's going on. So I think it's all about connection emotionally. I think that's the only thing that's probably something, in my opinion, for you, that you build more of a bond with them. Because once you get the girls to lock in, like Marjat, Deja, a couple others, Ms. Murder A, they like sisters to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to them, we connect, and we just grow with each other.
Right.
So I feel like once you, because I seen you do a lot of, like, some females you had on your platform are very, like, talented as well. I don't know their names per se, but it's just, like, I feel like sometimes females rap better than the males.
Listen, I agree. But, again, they, as a woman, they feel like they need to protect themselves at all times as well. Right. So, again, it goes back to you saying, you need to get that emotional connection with them and that trust, which is understandable. But it's like, I'm a woman, you a woman, man. Let's take over the world. Like, come on now.
Nah, you ain't lying.
But it's
about
all
that.
love, man. I'm open to whoever wants to be on the platform, for sure.
Definitely. So what's the next level? What's the next steps for this? Because we in the middle of the year. We coming towards like the second half. What's some next steps? What's some things you want to do as far as like growing and learning? And what's some things you have learned throughout this year? Because me personally, I feel like this been a good year for What We're All Thinking podcast. We learned a lot, and it's just we seen a lot. Because it's like going back to what we was talking about the type of music. I was Chicago a couple days ago, and watching G Herbo set to Chance the Rapper is like people like
That's crazy.
yeah.
They don't know who Chance the Rapper is. Crazy.
I mean, of
Cocoa
course.
Butter Kisses. Come on now, man.
So it's just like, seeing that, it's like, okay, he's preaching a good message. You heard what talking about. I seen my op at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? We knocked the socks off. It's just like, wow.
I think we need to have more collaborations. Chance the Rapper, G Herbo. We have a G Herbo. We have a Chance the Rapper in our own city. I just feel like we need to have more collaborations within that so people are more open. A lot of times, especially the kids, they feel like if someone catches them listening to someone corny in somebody else's eyes, now they're going to get picked on and things like that. Be you, man. That's all I could say. Like, just be you, especially with your music, with whatever you do in your life. Don't worry about the next person because they're not going to be there, who knows, in a week or even next year. I've had so many friends in high school, and we just grown apart. No hate, no nothing. Just strictly grown apart, I always felt like I was like the popular loner in high school. Knew a lot of people, but like I never really was with a lot of people. I only have like 2 close friends from high school now. They're like my sisters.
I think because I was watching some on TikTok and the guy was just saying a lot of people don't talk about life after high school, especially like if you don't go to college or you don't go to the military or you don't go to the big leagues, like you don't get a record deal or you don't go to NFL, you don't go to NBA. There's a time where people don't notice, but we all go through that depressive state and we try to figure it out.
Right.
And it's like we don't know we're going through that level because just like you said, same story as me. I started a platform because I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? So it's like now it's like a lot of people don't talk about that. So just you and being able to do what you did is like, okay, you realize and analyze. A lot of people ain't realize and analyze that. That's why it's a separation. Yeah,
like I wanted to join the military. I was actually going to join the Army.
Good thing you did it.
Yeah, my daddy and mom happy about that one for sure. But, things didn't work out, and that's all in God's plan.
Right.
We don't know what he has written out for us, but we walking on his path for sure. And when that didn't happen, it was like, man, what am I going to do? I don't know. But I know I want to break these generational curses that, from me and my family. I want to buy my mama a house. Every kid has that dream. I want to buy my mama a car, take care of my pops, take care of the family, have a family compound land, things like that. But I just didn't know how to really get there. I was working at a call center, working at Krispy Kreme, working at a call center. I even went into like construction. I was going to become an electrician, I was figuring out things within my life, but nobody was really knowing this, And it wasn't like I was putting on a facade on social media or anything because I always keep it real. But I never was really talking to anybody. Not even like at times my lady and things like that. Like I wouldn't even say anything to her. I just keep things to myself. And then I was like, man, like I love music. What can I do? I love food. I even tried doing like my own personal YouTube. I wasn't cut out for it. I don't like being in front of the camera too much. So I was like, we gotta figure out something else. And that's when Music Talk with 47 came, and I've been running with it ever since.
You sound like me right now. I ain't gonna lie. I done. You sound like I say, like we all, everybody, every content creator I done met throughout my process have the same story. I was working at BB King's. I was around music at BB King's, live music every day. And I'm like, damn, I love music. Left BB King's. I was working construction. Then I was working at Universal, Chipotle, all these places. Just trying to, we all be just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then some just lays on our lap. And we like, oh, this is it. Because let me ask you a question. Has there been times where you've wanted to put your platform down and be like, I'm done?
Yeah. Because I felt like it wasn't getting the appreciation that I felt like it needed. But then again, am I doing this for other people or am I doing this for myself?
I wish I had a bell or something. Cause no, like I tell people this all the time. When you post on social media, who are you posting for? Are you posting for yourself, or are you posting to appease people?
Exactly.
You know. So it's like when you say that, I tell people all that time. They're like, I'm not getting the views that I want. I'm not doing it. I said, well, who you doing it for? If you're doing it for people, you ain't never gonna get what you want.
Exactly.
So when you said it, like I'm gonna clip that.
For sure.
I'm gonna clip that because people need to. I don't think people understand. Because I know it's been times where you done looked at your Instagram or you looked at your YouTube like, damn, I worked so hard editing this video.
Yep.
And then getting what I want out of it.
It's true. There's plenty of times, like even till now. I'm like, man, like I thought this was going to be the one video that was going to. But then it's like, I'm not doing this for nobody else's applause. You know? I applaud myself because, listen, I didn't even think I would be able to be this far with even the platform. Having these certain type of artists that I'm working with. I didn't think I would be able to open these doors that I'm opening. But I'm doing it. And I'm not doing it for anybody else. That's for sure. Because ain't nobody else behind me. Of course, my mom, my dad, my brother, my lady. But anybody else?
Hey, one thing I learned in this content space, you gotta have a strong sister because it get lonely sometimes. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'll ask you about mental health because especially in this space and what we do, we have some moments, some dark moments. And I want you to explain to people how much time and effort and the amount of money you spend that goes into this. Can you, because when I tell people this, when I sit in front of this camera and I talk to people or they ask me for stuff and I sat there and give them the whole breakdown of just this little, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, tell the people about the struggles of being Music Talk with 47.
There's times where I'm like, hey, the money need to go into the platform, but I want to go out and go somewhere fancy, or I want to get a brand new pair of shoes, but the brand new pair of shoes that I want, I could be putting it into the platform. So really, like, if you haven't listened to Nipsey Hussle, I would say you need to listen to him. Like, that's someone that I listen to so much. Like, I even got, it tatted on me for sure. Like, it's real. The marathon continues. Like, sometimes you're going to have to wear the same shirt for multiple contents back to back, but it's going to pay off, but you're going to have to do it. You can't always be the flyest in the room, because sometimes the loudest in the room ain't really got it like that. And I ain't trying to, like, show off a lifestyle that I don't have. Absolutely not. You could put yourself in a hole, doing things like that. But I'd rather continue putting in for the platform and seeing it grow, even if it's inch by inch, Hey, the turtle is the one that won the race, right? I don't mind being a turtle. You beat a rabbit. That's cool.
Hey, she's saying everything I be saying. Like, off camera, this is the type of stuff I be having conversation with people, and it's just crazy because it's like we all go, like I said, we all singing the same song.
We all human, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it don't matter what we doing in life. You want to be a doctor, you want to be in the NBA or whatever, we all going through the same thing. Our own struggles, it may be different. But don't feel like your problems are not, are not okay to dwell on at times. Because I get like that sometimes. I'll be like, man, somebody else got it worse than me right now. I need to put on this smile. Like, stop dwelling it. Like, stop being depressed over certain things in life. Somebody else got it worse.
And then what's the crazy thing? People, might think, because you put this smile on your face, you posting this content,
right, that
your life is perfect.
And it ain't. Trust. It ain't. But it's not. I'm not saying, like, I got a horrible life, but I'm just, I'm not where I want to be, basically. And that's okay. But I'm going to continue to work towards it, and that's all that matters, as long as I wake up every day and I use those 24 hours that the Lord has blessed me with to continue to grow, even if it's one step. But I took one step. At least I didn't take 2 steps back. But at times you may, but you better not stay there. You better work for it. You better work to keep going, and that's what matters.
Damn. Bro, you just don't understand. Like, I'm sorry, Ari. I know I'm more formative, but it just shows that everybody you think when you doing certain things and you think like damn, like I'm the only one going through this shit, but it's other people around you that's going through the same thing you going through. You just don't know.
Right.
So it's like I wanted to ask you talked about your mom and dad a lot.
Hmm.
How do they feel about what you're doing?
They so proud of me. Like they feel like I'm the biggest, and it's like my brother. He's even like he be like, bro, you doing real big things, right? And I'm like, bro, I don't feel like it. I and it's because at times I'm in my mind where I'm like I'm not where I want to be. So it's like I don't feel it yet. I'm still hungry. I'm not content. So I'm like I'm not. My plate's not full. I need more. I need more. But they.
And that's the thing. You putting that we put that because it's not just you. We put that added pressure on ourselves.
Mhm.
Because in the same token as you, like family members, friends always tell me, well, you did this, you did that.
Yes.
And I'm like, I ain't hit 5,000 subscribers yet.
Exactly.
I ain't hit 2 million views yet. I ain't do this. And it's like sometimes because I've been reading a lot more. And Derrick Rose was saying in his book that I'm reading, he was like, he didn't get to celebrate the MVPs. He didn't get to celebrate winning a gold medal in the USA. He didn't get it. And when he finally hit rock bottom, because he said he didn't go out to eat. He was eating at home because he said he felt like he didn't deserve to eat because he wasn't a champion. So it's like those moments that what you saying, your plate not full, or me feeling how I feel, it's like we got to give ourselves grace in a sense.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning now.
Mhm. And that's something like my mom always tries to put into my mind. She's my like I feel like my family, my mom, my dad, yeah, they're my biggest supporters. But my mom, like, she always preaching positivity to me all the time. Telling me I've grown so far than where I've started, and it's the truth. Sometimes you gotta sit down and see where you started from and where you at now, because I prayed for times like this, and I'm over here not appreciating the times that I've been praying for.
Yep. Absolutely, positively correct. So, if you could look in the mirror to your old self and talk to that person, what would you tell them?
Follow your gut at all times. At times I wasn't listening to my gut, and it caused me, to take some L's. Which even if it's like career wise, family wise, whatever it was, just go with your gut, because it's gonna help you and you're gonna see the path that you have set out for yourself.
Definitely. Would you rather be loved or feared?
Loved.
Why?
I don't want anybody to be scared of me. There's no reason for that. I feel like in this world already we have enough fear going on. Sometimes we need more love.
Definitely. I'm trying to remember my question.
You good?
Because
like that too.
everything, because like I said, everything you're saying, it's just like I've been telling people that this whole week. So it's like it's hitting home for me in a sense to where it's like I'm thinking like everything you're saying, I be saying it to the max. I know I keep saying that, but it's just like, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Content, I call it content creator depression is real. It's real.
It's like sometimes you get into like a writer's block, which a lot of artists go through. You get into like a content block. You're trying to figure out what's the next big thing, And I feel like we gotta stop scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, whatever, seeing other people's lives, because we start looking at our life and be like, dang, I ain't there yet. Dang, they doing this, I'm still over here working a 9 to 5. They just bought mom the house that you've been wanting to do. And it's all within due time. You can't rush the process, man. You can't take the elevator, because each step matters. Each step has a lesson. And that's just how I always see it.
Yeah, you need to do more interviews.
I be nervous, man.
But you talk so well. It's not like, you ain't really, like I said, you ain't stumble. You've been saying a lot of stuff people need to hear. People need to hear this. Even if you do something on your own, by yourself, like when you get comfortable, do it. I think people need to hear from you more often. and I think that'll draw more people to you.
Right.
Especially like I feel like you coming here is gonna catapult you to so many heights because now people gonna understand, and that's gonna build the trust that we talked about earlier.
Mhm.
That's gonna build the trust for people to want to come work with you.
Yeah, man. I have good intentions with everybody. There's just, I feel like people see my platform and they're like, well, she not up there. Why am I gonna get on? They feel like they bigger than the program.
Nobody bigger than the program.
And that goes back to where collaboration. I feel like a lot of times we get stuck with the whole, I'm bigger than this person, I don't need to work with them. What's it gonna benefit me? And it could benefit you. Their people gonna rock with you. Your people gonna rock with them. Vice versa. Like, it can go crazy. Just off of support and love. And I feel like a lot of times we forget that support is free. And that's what I try to always like do with my platform. Is like, man, I'm just trying to support you. I see something in you, but they don't see it, so that's all right. I already know. No is a no. It don't hurt my feelings, man.
Definitely. Anything you want to tell the people before you get out of here?
Just be you. Like, don't ever try to be somebody else. Go with your gut, like I said. If you have a dream, make it a reality. Don't let it sleep there on your pillow.
Absolutely. Man, this was an amazing podcast, man. Shout out her for coming through. Finally got a collab. I feel like I'm gonna close out with something too. I feel like everything happens for a reason. We came here at this time for a reason. I hit up. I'm just like her. I hit people. I text. I say I think it's time, cause she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing, and just everything just happened for a reason. So shout out to her. She doing her thing. Very, like I said, very creative. She had a lot of important people on her platform. So tap in. Music Talk with 47. This is What We're All Thinking podcast. Stories behind the craft. We out. Peace.